what's up? It's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a makeup tutorial on the look that I'm wearing right now. This is just the look that I've been doing for like my everyday summer makeup look. It's super glowy and super natural looking with a nice glossy lip. So if you want to see how to get this makeup look and stay nice and glowy and bronzy for the summer, then just keep on watching. So for this makeup look, the main focus is to keep your skin really nice and glowy. So I'm gonna focus on my skin. Wash my face and I put on some toner. You can use any toner. After I do that, I always spray some Mario Badescu rose water. But this stuff is just really good to kind of wake your skin up, refresh your skin, and I definitely notice a difference in my skin. I use it every day, so spray some of this on my face. Just to prep my skin. For some reason I used to think that Mario Badescu was like really expensive, but this stuff is not pricey at all, so while that dries, I'll talk about this. This is the moisturizer that I put on afterwards. Since this makeup look is really focused on the glowy skin, I do a lot of prepping before I put the base on. So after I do the rose water spray, I go in with this moisturizer, and it's the Glam Glow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer. And they had two other ones that have more of a tint to them, so they do have like a tinted version of this. I just used the one without a tint, the pearl one. Just gonna take a little bit of that. Smells good. Put this all over. Take a little bit more of that and focus it on like the high points of my face where I want to be extra glowy and dewy and highlighted. So that's like the tops of my cheeks where I apply highlighter, my nose, above my brows. Moisturizer and the facial spray are really good, just like ways to balance out your skin and give your makeup a nice canvas kind of to go on. But I also do like to go in with a little bit of Professional primer. Now this is a pore minimizing primer, so it's a little bit mattifying. So I like to keep it just like right here in the center of my face and away from those areas that I want to really glow. I just like to put it where my pores are the largest, which is like right here around my nose, a little bit on my chin, and then right in between my eyebrows. Because my foundation is so light coverage, I want to make sure that these pores are nice and hidden. I just got this and I've only worn it like twice, but I really like it. This is the MAC Next to Nothing foundation, and it's very true to the name. It's literally like barely anything on your face, but I really like that for this like everyday summer glow kind of thing. So I'm just taking a little bit of this MAC Next to Nothing on a Morphe Y6 brush. It's just a flat kabuki foundation brush, and just working in circles to buff that in. And you can see that there's very little coverage in here, but it kind of just evens out the skin. I'm doing kind of like a natural everyday look. I like to just even out my skin because I don't have a lot of like blemishes and stuff like that. I just have a lot of redness and kind of like discoloration, I guess, in my skin. But you can do this same exact thing with just like a drugstore BB cream or anything that you have. Or if you want more coverage, you can use foundation. If you just do the same kind of prep work on your skin, you'll be just as glowy and dewy. And then I'm gonna go in with concealer. So I'm gonna put some NARS Creamy Concealer. And the nice thing about this concealer is that you don't need a beauty blender to blend these out if you have a good brush. And then I also put this on my eyelids for a little bit of coverage and a little bit of primer for the eyeshadow I'm gonna do. So normally I would go right away and set my concealer so it didn't crease too much, but I'm gonna go in with a liquid highlighter on my cheeks first so that I don't have to try and put it over powder, and I'll just kind of go back and reblend my concealer if it creases in the meantime. I take these Sephora drops, which this exact product is discontinued, but there are a lot of similar ones. So I just take a little bit of that on the back of my hand, and then I dip in with my finger and just blend that everywhere you would put highlighter. And this will just help to have that natural kind of glow. And it'll allow me to put less powder on my face for highlighter, rather just this nice, glowy, dewy finish of a highlight. Now that I'm done with that liquid illuminator and I'm not really going to be putting any more liquids on my face, I'll start going in with the few powders that I use. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with some translucent powder. I'm gonna take it back a little and use the Laura Mercier loose translucent powder. I haven't used this in a long time. I'll do a little bit in between my brows just because I do tend to get these creases if I don't set product there. And I get oily right there too, so. And then same with the smile lines. Just anywhere on my face that are crease and I'm not baking at all, just setting some powder down. For bronzer, I am gonna go in with my Milani Baked Blush in the color Dolce. I like this blush a lot, or this bronzer a lot for this kind of look because it does have some shimmers in it, so it keeps those areas nice and glowy. And I don't like to contour for this kind of look just because I like to keep it more natural. But what I will do is kind of bring the bronzer into the center of my face to kind of keep it more sun-kissed and more of like a tan. And then of course on the forehead, I'll swipe some across my nose. It's summer, be bronzy. So now for blush, again with the Milani Baked Blush, the same brand and make as the bronzer. For the same reasons, this does have a nice little shimmer to it. And for the blush, I'm gonna keep it in this general area. Again, to give it more of that kind of sun-kissed look. I'm keeping it right on the areas where it looks like I got a sunburn. Like I said before, I keep the eyes really, really simple for stuff like this. When I do these eyes, I usually either keep it like really bronzy or I'll go really peachy, just because I feel like those are really nice summer colors. So I'm gonna use this Morphe palette. This is the 25A palette. Looks like these. And I'll probably use this shade right here for this. The way that I like to do this, just to make sure everything is really nice and defined, is I'll take this Morphe M504, which is just this really fluffy brush. I use it in every video. And I'll take the color I'm using and I'll just blend that into my entire crease. And then after I put that color all over my crease and get the color payoff that I want, which obviously you can tell it's really not that pigmented and not that intense. You can use more product and make it more pigmented if you want to, but I like to keep it very light. So I'll take this flat brush, this is a Morphe 167. I'll pick up that same color and I'll just pack this onto my lid. And the reason that I do the crease before I do the lid with all one tone is just so that when I pack the color onto the lid, it's got a color to blend right into, and it just makes it a little easier to diffuse the entire eye and the entire shadow. And it's not as like noticeable or as big of a deal with a color like this because this is a really light tone and a really light shadow. For colors that are a little more pigmented and a little deeper than this one, this is really gonna pay off. So now what I like to do just to define the lash line a little is take a little bit of brown shadow and use it as liner. Since I did such a light color all over, I'm gonna use a little bit of a lighter brown. Normally I would go in with something like this shade right here, but it's a little bit more cool toned than the peach that I just put on. So I'm gonna actually use this color right here. And I'm just gonna use this flat brush from Morphe. This is the M432. It's just like a flat definer brush just to keep that nice and close to the lash line. And I like to kind of take my finger really lightly and just run it over that just to kind of diffuse it a little bit. So for lashes, I do just go in with mascara for this look, and for most of my looks, I don't like to use false lashes that often. I like to curl my lashes, and whenever I curl my lashes, I tightline my waterline because putting a little bit of dark brown or black liner, pencil liner, on your upper waterline will make your lashes look a lot fuller and a lot thicker. I'm gonna go in with this Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil, and this is the color Legend, and I'm just gonna go right in. You can already see how much fuller my lash line looks just by adding that and not even putting any mascara on yet, so that's the move right there. I'll go ahead and curl my lashes. And then the mascaras I'm gonna use are the ones that I've used in all my last videos and the ones that I use all the time, and it's the L'Oreal Telescopic and the Maybelline Big Shot. These both just are really good mascaras, and they are very different mascaras and they complement each other really, really well, so really been enjoying this combo. And I take that same pencil I used on the tight line, and I'm just gonna run that along my waterline. And then I'm gonna go back with the lighter of the two brown shades that I used, which is this one right here, and kind of just smoke out, not even smoke out, kind of just smudge it along my lower lash line, very close. I don't want this to be a super like dramatic smoky lower lash line, obviously, because this is much more of a somewhat natural look. And then to soften that, I actually will use just my finger and dip into the color we put on our lid. And just run that along the brown. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of the Maybelline Big Shot and just put that along my lower lashes. I don't really do much to my brows for this kind of look because I do have pretty full dark brows. So I just kind of get the shapes to match a little bit better and fill in the sparser areas. Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. And this one's actually pretty good for this kind of thing because it is much thicker of an applicator and it's a little bit quicker to use. So literally that's all I'll do to my brows. Next and last thing actually for my face is highlighter. So I am gonna go in with a little bit of the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. This highlighter is really nice because it's just got a really nice kind of glow rather than like an intense. You don't need very much powder highlight. That liquid illuminator really does it all. I am gonna take this more intense highlighter. This is the Becca Prosecco Pop. Just use this on the inner corner. And then I'll also put a little bit of this on the brow bone. The last thing I'll do before I do my lips is, of course, very important step, I will set my face. I like to use the MAC Fix Plus along with my regular setting spray. The Fix Plus is just really, really good to set any powders down. Setting sprays also normally do, but I just, for whatever reason, really like to use both. I'm also gonna take the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set setting spray. I tried this out in my last like sit down makeup tutorial and it actually works really well and I really like it, so. And I just ran out of my, I keep eating these. Just ran out of my Urban Decay All-Nighter and this is a pretty good dupe for that. Last but not least, I like to obviously put something on my lips. Recently, I've been really obsessed with the Buxom Plumping Glosses. I was using this one for a while, which shout out to Gabby for letting me steal this from you. This is in the shade Dolly, and it was just one of like the mini ones. I actually got this for Gabby, so really not stealing anything. And I used the whole thing because I really liked it. And I went back to Sephora to go pick up a couple more. So the one I'm gonna use for this look today is in the shade Sugar, and this is a full-on lip polish. I'll go ahead and put that on. This is just a really nice, like, natural color. It's very similar to my normal lip color, which I really like. And I don't know if it's just me or if this is like super twisted, but I love the way lip plumping glosses make my lips feel. I really like that like burning, tingling feeling. It's kind of like Burt's Bees chapstick when your lips are really chapped, which I know all too well what that feels like. So yeah, that is the completed makeup look. This is just a very quick and simple way to do your makeup every day in the summer and still look pretty natural and pretty glowy. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. So thank you guys so much for watching and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace! There's a fly. I'm gonna go like this and get my double chin. Make sure I have no line. That's so scary looking. Pick up that fucking fly and you can already see how much my lash line, you can already see how